back to my channel of Welshman Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review and a ranking for the new Disney animated show Star Wars Visions. So this came out last week, I think, and all that, so I got around to watching it last night, and I will give my overall view of the whole series, and then I will go into my rankings, and every time I'll do worst to best, and then I'll give my little review of each movie and all that. So overall, I liked it. For me, it didn't feel Star Wars. I think it felt more of a celebration of the different styles of anime that's out there and all that. Like, each one is different in its own right and all that. Some are hits, a few are little misses, but that's just for my personal taste, I think it is. So, but yeah, overall I liked it. A bit short on episodes, I think. Most of them are around, I got it up on the screen, are like 15 minutes. I think the longest one is 22. There's another one 20 and all that. But yeah, they're not very long episodes and all that. There's a few stories I wouldn't mind expanding on, which I'll get into when I do my ranking now. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it. So on that note, let's get on to the ranking. So there's only 9 episodes, so it was a nice brisk watch. It's just like watching, let's say, a 2-hour movie or something like that. It was, so it went by pretty quick. But let's start off with my number 9. And my number 9, and my personal, not my favourite out of the lot, was episode 2, Tatooine Rhapsody. So the quick little story of this is a band of big dreams must save one of their own from Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett. So I said this episode starts off with like a Padawan getting attacked, probably during the Order 66, purging the Jedi, and he falls into it's either a little house or someone's vehicle, and you find out it is a Jabba the Hutt like creature. So he says, "Who are you? What are you?" And then it just jumps forward then a few years, and you find out they all make a band. So yeah, it's a fun episode because it's got Boba Fett, because the Jabba the Hutt has put a bounty on, or got Boba Fett and a couple of other bounty hunters to go and get the bass player, which is a Jabba the Hutt like. So he might be a Hutt, to get him back and bring him back to him and all that. So yeah, pretty much the end of the episode is the boy who's a Jedi pretty much makes a deal with Jabba to play one song, and if they do well, he can get him back and all that. So, you know, they rock the house down in Tatooine. That's what it's called, Tatooine Rhapsody, and get him back, and Jabba becomes their sponsor for their band, first sponsor. So it's a funnish thing, a little bit too kiddie for me. It was like most of the designs of the characters are like child-sized versions of their adult version and all that. So, you know, I like the animation was okay, but the story for me it just wasn't for me. It was no way this felt like a Star Wars, like it was in Star Wars and all. Even though it had the few characters and all that, it's probably the least not the least I felt for Star Wars, because there is another episode like that. Most of the episodes are like that, unfortunately. I think there's only like 2 or 3 that I really thought, oh, this feels a bit like Star Wars. But this one, yeah, is one of the least. Going on to my number 8 now is episode 6, which was TOB1, which is a cybernetic boy who dreams of being a Jedi discovers a dangerous truth about his creator. So this is kind of a bit like, it reminded me a bit of Astro Boy I never watched much of it, like, but it reminded me a bit of that. So yeah, you have a cybernetic boy who dreams of being a Jedi. You find out then his creator was a Jedi, so he tries to train him, and then like the end battle, and like the boy, cybernetic boy, takes on a Sith, and they have a big battle at the end and all that. It's another one that I wasn't too bothered about and all that. I kind of drifted in and out of that one. So like again, only a 40-minute episode and all that. But yeah, it weren't great and all. I'm not going to delve much more into it. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't. But the animation is still really good in this as well. My next one then is episode 9, which is Akakira, I think you pronounce it. A Jedi returns to his forbidden love to help defend her kingdom from a Sith-like shogun. So this is this felt a bit more like Star Wars. So you have a guy, Jedi comes back, like his thing said, to help a princess out that he helped the family out years ago. But then you find out her sister, I think it was her sister in it and all that, is a Sith Lord. So they have a battle at the end, but the Jedi always keeps having these visions of him killing this person dying over and over and over. And then, spoilers for this, unfortunately, this is spoilers for this. It's the girl that he's helping, he accidentally kills and all that. So he then gives himself to the Sith to save pretty much what Anakin wanted to do, save a life pretty much and all that. So the Sith Shogun says, I can help you bring her back to life, just join me. And he joins her and that. Then they bring her back to life with a cost on him, unfortunately. So yeah, this was a pretty good episode. I liked the story, I did, but like I said, just because it was number 7 in my list, like the first two, my two worst ones I didn't really like, but everything from this one onwards, I really liked the episodes on this. I did. So yeah, it was a really good story. Like I said, I wish they expanded on it a little bit more. It would have been some of these episodes now after this one and onwards. I would have liked to see them extended and all that. Maybe see them in a season 2, maybe, of where they progress with some of these episodes. But yeah, that was my number 7. My number 6 is episode 3, which is the twins. Twins born into the dark side clash aboard a massive star destroyer. So this felt a bit like Luke and Leia, twins, but these two were born in the dark side and they were brought up that way and all that. So they have these suits and all that where they have this suit where the kyber crystal can, up their powers and all that. So they have 2 star destroyers which are connected to the middle with a gun. So it's kind of like, it's a star planet destroying gun. It is. But when they're just about to use it, the power crystal gets stolen by the male twin, and it's like chasing him down, and it's like a big battle at the end between them, the twins and that. But he steals it because he saw into a force into the future, and finds out that the kyber crystal corrupts his sister and all that, but pretty much kills her. She can't control it, but she doesn't care and all that. She wants a thing. So it's not like a noble thing he's doing for like the resistance or the rebellion or something like that. He's going over to rebel. He's doing it to save his sister at the end of the day. So yeah, it's a nice little battle at the end. Very beautiful artwork and animation in this one. One of my favourites in this one it is. And all that. And yeah, a pretty good episode and all. Interesting to see if they go ahead. Like some of these would make really good stories actually and all that if they expand on them. So that's definitely another one. So top 5 now. So the next one then for me is The Duel. So a wandering stranger with a mysterious past defends a village from powerful bandits. So This one is like a Ronin story. So you got a Ronin, he's got his droid with him, comes to a town, and then like stormtroopers, who's led by a Sith, comes to town. You know, bit like most of the Ronin movies, like samurai movies out there and all that. And they terrorize the town, but then these bounty hunters come along and attack them. But then you find out there's a Sith on board, and she comes out and pretty much nearly decimates them all. So he comes along and you think he's a Jedi, but when he pulls out his lightsaber sword, like samurai sword lightsaber, it's red. It is. So they don't really say if he's either really during the movie, but it looks like he takes her on, manages to win, and then you find out at the end then he has more of the red kyber crystals from Sith on him. So whether he's a Sith hunter and all that, but he's a Sith himself and he just wants to be the only one. Never really delves that much into it, but the animation's really good because it's pretty much black and white, except for I think the blaster fire and the red lightsabers, which really reminded me of good old mangas, comics and all that, because I love the drawings and that in them. So yeah, it was really good indeed. The animation I'm not the biggest fan of because it's kind of like the newer ones. Have you seen the Berserk season 2? And like Batman Ninja and stuff, it's like that type of animation, but because it's in black and white mainly, it's not too bad, it ain't. But yeah, another good episode and all that. Going to my number 4 now, which is surprisingly is episode 4, The Village Braid. A Jedi on the run takes in the unique customs of a remote village under threat by a warlord. So this is kind of takes place after the purge of the Jedi's, Order 66 really. So you got a Jedi and a friend of hers. I don't think it's her master, but they are hiding on a planet, and they find out, they go to a wedding to see the customs of the planet, and then you find out a warlord is pretty much terrorizing this town, who bought, when the separatists left, this warlord bought all the droids off them and all that. So, and then it's the young Jedi woman then kind of getting back into the fight because she's hiding away, but then she realizes you can't hide forever, you've got to join the fight and all that. So we have a very good episode. So it's like more of a meaning behind this episode and all that than you got pretty much from the last lot, really. And that, but yeah, again, really good animation. Kind of reminds me a bit of I can't remember the name of the thing. No, like Howl's Flying Castle and that type of one. Reminded me of the animation of them type of movies and all that, which were. But it's a really good episode and all that. And it's another one I've said it before, I'd like to see more of, to be honest. One of the longer episodes, I think it's one looking up there now, 18 minutes it is. So yeah, very good indeed. So we get into my top 3 now. And number 3 is Loa and Orchard. So this episode is a family is torn about what to do when the Empire encroaches on the planet. So this one, for me, I thought, this is going to be one of the worst for me and all that. So you have kind of a humanoid rabbit who gets found by this family. So they get her collar. She's got a slave collar on her. They get that off and they embrace her into their family. So the next thing is several or whatever years later and all that, and the father and his actual daughter, they kind of adopt her into the family, but they're like humanoid version, normal humans to a rabbit, and the father wants to, battle the Empire to get them off their planet and all that, because they've pretty much enslaved the planet type of thing. But the daughter would rather do a peaceful thing and talk to him and get away for that. So yeah, the daughter betrays the father, and then the father you find out he's a Jedi and gives the rabbit, which I think is Lope, I think, in this one and all that. I can't remember her name now, to be honest. I can't remember which one's which now in the movie, in the episode, but gives her the thing, and then, yeah, the other daughter then kind of joins the Empire. She does, and all that. So they have a big battle at the end and all that. So I was really surprised at this episode, to be honest. It's the second longest in the thing, 20 minutes, but I really enjoyed this episode, to be honest. It was really good. Good story, nice little development. A little bit quick, but it was a nice development in the story and all that. And yeah, pretty sad at the end and all that. It is. That family breakup, really. But yeah, definitely worthy of the top 3. My number 2 is episode 5, which is the Ninth Jedi. This is the longest one of the series. 22 minutes, and the daughter of a lightsaber smith is pursued by dark forces while on a dangerous mission. So this one is, there's no lightsabers left anywhere, but it's like it says in the thing, a lightsaber smith has made 9. So you've got this one person who's trying to bring the Jedi Order back together. So you don't know whether he's doing it for his evil reasons or good reasons. You find that out later, but you have 7 Jedis turn up, and while the smith maker is making his lightsabers, they are attacked by 2 people from the Sith who helping the Sith to get the lightsabers. But the daughter escapes, gets to the planet or the base where these Jedis are. But then you find out then that all but one of the Jedis that have turned up are actually Sith, but the guy turns up who wants to get them all back together, and you find out he's actually a good guy. He is a Jedi and all that. It's interesting in this episode as well that when you hold a lightsaber, the colour turns. If you're a good Jedi, it's either blue or green and all that. But if you're a Sith, it'll turn red. It does. So I thought that was a nice, interesting thing of this story. Really good story. It is. The daughter who is like trained with a lightsaber. She's handy, so she kind of she's not quite the Jedi by the end of the episode. Like, her lightsaber is kind of clear. It's like a dark clear. It is. So she's not really a Jedi. By the end of it, after the fight and all that, it turns green and all that. Then so excellent episode, and I really can't wait. I really do hope they do expand on that one and all that, and take it a bit forward and that. But yeah, the end of the episode then, and all that is they defeat the Sith. Probably not gory or anything, but the most violent episode as well. You see some slices in some of the Jedi, Sith and all that. So all but one of the Sith die, but you find out he's not really a Sith. You see his lightsaber turned back to purple. It is, and he was more corrupted by the powers of the dark side around him and all that. But he becomes good again. So you got 4 Jedis now who's going to look for the girl's father, this lightsaber smith. So yeah, excellent. So my number 1 is episode 7, which is The Elder. A Jedi and his Padawan pursue a dark and powerful presence. So this one has David Harbour from Stranger Things and The Guardian in Black Widow stars as is voicing the Jedi Master in this. So him and his Padawan, the Master senses a dark presence on a planet. When they get there, it disappears. So when they hunt it down, they find like a black ship, which looks like a Sith ship. So while the Master's looking for that up in the mountains, the Padawan comes across the Sith, which is the Elder. So they have a battle, and you think the Elder's killed him, but he doesn't. So the Master comes back, and they have a very good duel and all that, and the Master manages to kill him. So it was a nice. It's not the most powerful story as some of the other ones, but I love everything about it. I love the animation, the action. I think some of the voice work in this was the best in the series. Like, some of the voice work's really good and all that, but I think this episode, it was the best. It was a a nice little story which I hope they expand on and that. But there's one line in it where the elder, the Sith, says, "Oh, I wish I took you on years ago when I was more powerful." So, but it shows the big difference between the Master and the Padawan. The Padawan really wanted, like, beginning of the episode, just to have more adventures and all that, more things, but with the Master, it just shows how much more powerful and more skilled and more what's the word I'm looking for? That thing, but I forgot the word now. But but it's really good episode, and it worthy of top spot for me. It is. So that's my review for Star Wars Visions. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment below and tell me what you thought of the series, or what your ranking of the series episodes are. And if you'd like to see more reviews like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.